All right, guys, let's review 7500. This movie is about a pilot who fights to maintain control of his airliner as terrorists storm the cockpit and try to hijack the plane from him. That pretty much describes the movie, and unfortunately, the movie's not much more than that. Now, I do want to start with the positives. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is the first time I've seen him since Snowden. I know he had little voice cameos and voice appearances here and there. I want to say he was in a Star Wars movie as a cameo. He's had a couple cameos, but he has not been like Joseph Gordon-Levitt since like 2016. So I was very much looking forward to seeing him on screen again. Like, he's got such great screen presence in pretty much everything he's in. I have loved Joseph Gordon-Levitt since I've seen him in 500 Days of Summer in 2009, and I've been a big fan of his work, and I gotta say, he does save this movie from plummeting to a straight like 2 or 3 out of 10 for me. He has great delivery, he has amazing screen presence, he has amazing dynamic range with acting. Like, he can flip from being calm to just out of control in the snap of a finger, and that's one thing I love about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, is that he does have such range and such great acting ability that he can pretty much fit into just about any role he's given. You know, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, like, this guy has been all over the map. He's been through tons of different styles of movies, and I gotta say, he brings that same energy here, and I do like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this movie. I like his character. I think that his character is, part of the reason why I actually could give this movie a decent review, because again, we become attached to his character. We like his character. He's got this great presence on screen, and his character is really, really well written. But that's it. I want to say, to be honest, like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is the best part of this movie, but the problem with this movie is there's nobody beside him. There's no other huge actor that I necessarily know of beside him. It kind of felt to me like it was him along with people not as talented as him in the acting department. And that brings me to my first problem, the acting. Hold on. Let me back up. Another good thing about this movie is there was a lot of tension and adrenaline in the beginning. And I want to say about the first 20 to 30 minutes of this movie, I was feeling it. I was feeling the anticipation. I was feeling the buildup. I was really into it. And again, edge of my seat. Things were happening. Like, spoiler alert. I'm just going to kind of dive a little bit into spoilers. These guys hijack the plane, or, attempt to hijack the plane stupidly with pieces of glass, but they take hostages, and one of the hostages is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's lover, or his girlfriend. They have a child together. They're close. They actually discuss at the beginning of the movie that they're going to get a house together. Like, they're pretty much like one step away from engagement, and so she becomes a hostage. That's when the movie for me was like at its peak. That's when I was at the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my God, he can't open the door. His girlfriend is about to be killed. Like, guys, I'm not kidding you. When I saw that part of the movie, I was like in it. I was in a rush, in the zone, and then I'm taken right back out by the rest of the movie. After that, there's really not a lot more to the story, to be honest with you. They end up having to emergency land, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, there's this weird scene where he gets knocked out by one of the guys, and 2 of the hijackers are like talking back and forth to each other, and it's about 5 to 10 minutes of dialogue, and I'm like, where the heck is Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Like, that's the guy we came to see in this movie. Why is he knocked out on the ground while these guys are having this weird dialogue exchange? Like, I was like a little taken out of the movie by that. And to be honest, I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit sick and tired of the Middle Eastern stereotype plane hijacker. Like, I'm just kind of getting sick of that stereotype, and I would have loved something more along the lines of today, something a little bit more relevant to what's going on now. I just think the Middle Eastern plane hijacker, oh, you guys are killing us over in the Middle East, so we're going to kill you, just feels a little, I don't know, I don't want to say, it feels a little bit too stereotyped. It feels a little too small and inside the box. And to me, I just, that took me out of it a little bit. I was like, oh, great. It's just another boilerplate plot of, you know, some Middle Eastern terrorists taking a plane. Like, to me, that just is so boilerplate. And that's, I mean, it's just a typical storyline. And I kind of feel like, let's move past that. Let's move past the Middle Eastern stereotype. Like, not all Middle Eastern people do things like that. Let's move past that, guys. Like, it just felt so antiquitous. So that was another thing going in that really threw me off. I'm like, oh, this is just another Middle Eastern hijacking. Took me out of the movie a little bit more. And then, of course, that dialogue without Joseph Gordon-Levitt for about 10 minutes. Then one of the hijackers kills the other. And then there's this kind of interesting subplot that starts to happen where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is talking through and getting to know the other hijacker that survived. And I thought that was pretty profound because there was this like relationship forming a little bit. There was this bit of an attachment. It was kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? There's like a syndrome where you kind of start to become attached to your kidnapper. And it was kind of starting to form in that sense a little, but not to the point where Joseph Gordon-Levitt didn't want to be out of the situation. So, you know, I was really looking forward to this movie, but man, the writing's not that strong. Like the script, really, I could have wrote that script, and I am not a writer, so that was pretty bad. The shot selection, there was no unique shots. We didn't even get any shots outside of the plane, which I get it for budget purposes, but like, give me some close-ups of hands dialing buttons, and give me some wides of the entire cockpit and Joseph Gordon-Levitt trying to wrestle a guy off of him. Give me some good cinematography in the mix, and there just really wasn't a good shot selection here. The editing was okay. There really wasn't any music either, which was weird. I was just like, all right, half the time we're just here listening to this plane flying, so I would have loved a great score. I mean, man, I gotta say, out of 10, 7,500. I'm giving it oh my God, I want to say a 6, but I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 10. To be honest, there are better plane hijacking films out there. Air Force One. There are a couple other ones. Even Snakes on a Plane is a better plane movie in my opinion. This was just very, very like boring. It was one note. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was great. Don't get me wrong. And he's somebody who I've adored since 500 Days of Summer, but man, his energy just went to waste, and his talent really went to waste because the first 20 minutes is where all his talent and all that adrenaline and all that buildup go to, and then we're left. I think this movie could have really benefited being just a 30-minute short film, just a 45-minute short film, a quick and easy, get in, get out, kind of the hijack happens, then it's like the hijack happens, and then the attachment between Levitt's character and the hijacker, and then that's it. Like, all this meat in the middle was just so boring, and honestly, like, I found myself texting on my phone. Like, I'm just like, come on, like, when are we gonna get to some kind of substance here? So chopping out a little bit of that plot would really help. But you guys let me know, have you seen 7,500? Did you feel like me? Did you feel like there really wasn't too much good about this film besides the first like 20 minutes? Let me know down in the comments, guys, and let's have a discussion about it, because I am honestly, my feelings are mixed about it. I really didn't like it that much, to be honest with you. So let me know, and we will see you next time on Geekly Goods, y'all.